get started with an opening statement from Coach Bobby. Okay, good. Yep, go ahead, Coach.
Great atmosphere. I'm proud of the team. They delivered the result tonight. And it was not easy out of the gate for Beard. You know, he gives up a home run, and he is grinding through it. And I thought the first inning, we talk about self-contained relief. And our starting pitcher had to deal with that in the first. And then again in the fifth, I thought those were critical moments for him. He got a big punch out there in the middle of the slight misfire in the first inning. Then he settled in and posted beautiful work. The fifth inning, we were first and third. One out, I think he got another punch out and then a fly ball to right field and really harnessed any sort of relief effort that he needed in that moment and was able to extend. And we got the pitch count right where we needed it to be, no more. Purcell, as good as I've seen him throw, that changeup was exceptional. The fastball had its normal action to it, but the changeup was great. It landed a slider or two, but I thought today it was more the changeup and the fastball that were really good for him. And it is a tough balance when you go from Beard's look to Purcell's right-handed look. Proud of the guys. There were some good defensive plays. I know there was a play we should have, could have made, but the game clock in the infield stood out at third and short. Putnam's ball, I know that's a routine-ish type play, but we've seen that play not made at times. He goes out and gets that thing. DeLamalure, the ball off the screen and right, bare hand throw to second, well done. The steal, Carnes throwing out to McCulley, the steal when they ran there in the middle to later part of the game. The at-bats, clearly, we did a nice job managing the zone. I wish we could have managed some impact there and some of those chances we had to make it feel more like it felt at the end. I think we had some chances there in the third, fourth, fifth innings to probably open it up, but when you're pitching that way and you're playing the caliber of defense that we have played, you do have a little wiggle room if the offense doesn't stretch it and open it up. I didn't like the 6-1. I think the game last night was 6-1 for a good while. I didn't like the feel of that. We needed to push through that, and Fisher's 2 RBIs there late were big. I thought that was the point where we really controlled the game. I know we were in control of the game, but there's still a lot up for grabs when it's hung at that score for that long. So proud of the guys.
When you have the game that you guys did last night, the emotion that comes with that, for them to come out, like you said, just kind of take care of their business, what does that tell you about these guys? I've
learned how tough they are as we've gone through this. And we've played some of our better baseball the last couple weekends, and you can stretch that back to a previous series in midweek. I think we've played well. They understand what's at stake. There is pressure that goes with every moment when you get to this time of year with what is in play for you to achieve and where you have a chance to play your postseason. These guys understand that, and I'm just proud of the we talk a lot about focus. I felt like that was a focused 2 games, and the last few weeks has been very focused. It doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't mean you're going to win every game, but I like the focus and the toughness I see, and those are really good traits.
Brody struck out 5. I think 3 of them were looking. How good was he doing at knowing what parts of the zone work and kind of keeping them off balance?
Yeah, it's exceptional fastball, and when you stand there, if you're standing in, some of those fastballs look like they're going to be low. And people pitch with carry in the top of the zone, but his arm slot, his carry plays because you think that ball is going to be low, and it's not. So he does get that, and then the changeup was so good tonight that he may have gotten a strikeout looking on the changeup as well. That was as good as we've seen him. And when you feel that moxie when he comes into the game, that's what we need him to be. Enter the game. He's not as a starting pitcher. He's not interested in that. It's the relief role, the leverage moment, and he's got a good sense of what he's doing there. And the stuff was just great. And that the strikeout looking is a result of the plane of that fastball where it looks like it's going to be low, and then just the differentiation in how the secondary pitches play off that.
You guys, when a team walks as many guys as they did, it's easy to point to their pitchers, but your guys have to be disciplined too, right?
You have to have some sense of discipline. Correct. The 3-2. There were several deep count walks. It wasn't all just 4-pitch decision situations. So yes, that does add up. And figuring out to hang in there and take a hit by pitch, that helps. And it gives you an opportunity to open things up. And the lack of doing that earlier was a little bit frustrating, but sometimes that's the way the game ebbs and flows. So to do it at the end was huge. But yeah, you have to have some recognition and discipline to get to the point of having some of the walks that we had tonight.
As a manager, I know that you're always hoping that your team will play some of its best ball at the end of the season. But when you're going through some of the things you're going through during the year, all the injuries, all the different things you guys have gone through, what's your mindset during those times? Is it just hoping that it starts to click like the year, or are you confident that it will come around?
I've gotten to know more about the team the longer you play. This stuff is so new, so you're trying to figure out the personality of the guys and what buttons to push and what situations they seem to thrive in. And in some sense, I think we're probably a little further along with that with the pitching staff than maybe the position players in the lineup. And there hasn't been a lot of rhythm to it. But that doesn't mean it can't be competitive. And today, it took us a long time to write the lineup today. That was something we haven't used that lineup at all. You would never think that that's the lineup we were going to run out there, but it seemed like Ben needed the DH and give Nate a rest. Nate got beat up last night. Like he wasn't swinging it as good and took some tough blocks up on the upper body. And it took me a while to get to that point, and we're trying to figure out Chase. Chase thought he was ready to play. So there's days I've come into this too often this year where I don't even know where to start with how to construct the lineup. But once you do, we just approach it when we walk out the door and this thing starts. How do we figure out a way to manage it and win an inning, win a pitch, and if that results in the accumulation of things that leads you into winning games, that's all we try to do. It has been as difficult. I told our staff today when we were in there, I said, this is as difficult as it's been to find some consistency and rhythm, but that's okay. The guys are tough and they're focused and they are unselfish about where they are in the lineup or if they're in it. So it's a real positive in what has been a difficult situation to manage with the position player health.
Any other questions?